Good morning and welcome to the Bubba Show. It is Monday. It is recap and preview. I hope everybody had a great weekend and enjoyed yourself, and I hope everybody kind of enjoyed the action from last week as we had a little bit of volatility crept back into the market. Interesting for a short week. On Tuesday we opened up on our lows and rallied all day long and closed on our highs. Looked like the new highs were going to come in and we were going to make a run up at that 14.2 in the Dow. And then, of course, Wednesday, we had the Fed and their meeting and their merry men, and they decided that they might be taking away the punch bowl, and down the market came as we had the exact opposite on Wednesday as we had on Tuesday. We had what we would call a key reversal day where the markets opened on their high, made a new high, and closed on their low. All things were looking pretty bleak, and as I was on Fox on Wednesday after the close, they asked me what I thought for Thursday. I said it looks like it would be a little bit of a continuation of selling going into Thursday. And of course, we did get a continuation. Looking, a little bit of panic came into the market, a little bit of follow through. And all of a sudden, the market found a reason to stop, which was a level that we had identified, which was about 1,500 in the S&P. The market held and started to get a little rally. And then, of course, Friday returned with the market opening on their lows and closing on their absolute highs, bringing the overall week to pretty much unchanged. And that's a pretty interesting fact as to what's going on in the overall world. The market looks like it's probably forming a little bit of a top here, but tops don't get formed overnight, nor of one trade. So we're going to look for some action here. We had a lot of pressure last week in the oil market and a lot of pressure in the gold market, the overall commodity spaces. We're really getting slammed, kind of as we talked about, and kind of going right into what our predictions were last week coming into this. So last week the action might have been tough, might have stopped out of a few positions, but it's also good because it looks like we're getting some action to come back in this market, which is what we're looking for. These are the times of markets that we want to look to trade, and we're going to have a couple of segments this week on how to trade these types of markets when we get action, because we haven't had any for so long. It's a good reminder on what's going on. So the market's really just gyrated back and forth, and when it was all was said and done, it was really just another unchanged week. Now looking forward to this week, we will have a little bit of news this week, but again, you know my thoughts on news, although I'll talk about them on Wednesday. The news is really not where we're at right now. We're really in a solid technical pattern, and the markets are basically following the technicals to a T. So as we look forward, look for some more of this, what I like to call two-way trade. And all that means that we're going to make extremes on both sides of the market, probably seeking out levels of support and levels of resistance, which is going to create great opportunities for us to be able to trade in these markets. I don't think that, the trend has not really changed. The trend is still higher. The little bit of the fundamental news bomb that the Fed brought in really did not do any major damage to the market. Some of the charts are broken out, but we've seen that some of the markets have broken down anyways long before we have peaked out. And you can use Apple as the perfect example, that Apple's down 30% from its all-time high. So again, we're going to look at the individual stocks, and we're going to look at the individual trades and look at the markets that we're trading, because they all trade based on their own technical way of trading. So what you want to look for this week is look for some good levels, continue to follow the list of what you're working on, doesn't matter. Continue to work your trades, continue to search, and don't be afraid. Now, this is going to be a better time for us that will allow us opportunities to make more trades. So now we're going to go from a very conservative approach to a little bit moderately aggressive if this continues. And we'll see. It'll play out this week. And on Tuesday, I'm going to discuss trading at volatility change. So, this is what we want to look for. This is the type of action that we've been waiting for. Remember, the trend is still up until broken. It has not been broken. Remember, look for your opportunities and always trade with the trend of what you're trading. Remember, Bubba's Picks, we had another solid week last week. Everybody really seems to be enjoying the new format of the way it's laid out. And the trades, we had a nice winner on wheat and a nice winner on the bond, I lost my train of thought here for a minute. We had a nice winner in the crude oil last week. So, it's all good. Remember, keep in mind, for Monday, the Bubba Show, have a great day. We'll talk to you on Tuesday.